And I think the signs for change here aren't very good. Just yesterday we had armed Eurocorps soldiers carrying the European flag round the courtyard outside, a sort of European Union version of trooping the colour. We had an orchestra, we had the anthem, we had a choir. We started today, didn't we, with the anthem. This is the same flag and anthem that you said had been dropped after the French and Dutch very sensibly said no to the dreaded EU constitution. You fought, Mr. President, against the Soviet Union. You fought for democracy. You fought for national self-determination. If you continue to ignore the democratic voice of countries like France, the Netherlands and Ireland, then you will turn the European Union back into that very union that you fought so hard against. Listen to the people, please. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. They ignored the people. And what they did, whether they knew it or not, is they recreated the very evil system that the people in Eastern Europe had lived under before. But the incredible thing was that many of the new bosses had also worked for that same evil system before. Well, of course, the plan was flawed and their fanciful monetary scheme collapsed. But still, the new bosses wouldn't listen to the people. No, They made life tougher and tougher. They put tens of millions into poverty. They denied people a say. And in the end, those people had to resort to violence to get back their nation states and their democracy. And the moral of the story is they had learnt nothing from history. Members of the European
Mr.
Parliament,
President.
Before you give this Commission power, remember that 60 years ago, an Iron Curtain came down on Europe. That now,
Mr. President.
with this Commission, there is an economic iron fist, and it's being felt in Greece today. We cannot build.
Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. President. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And how ironic to see the Russian Prime Minister, Dmitry Medvedev, compare your actions and say, I can only compare it to some of the decisions taken by the Soviet authorities. This European Union is the new communism. It is power without limits. It is creating a tide of human misery, and the sooner it is swept away, the better. We've done this all before. We did it after the First World War in the Balkans. We said we can't have all these little Balkan states going around fighting with each other. Let's bring them together. Let's give them one flag, one anthem, one president, and let's call it Yugoslavia. And it led to horrific wars since 1990, the deaths of tens of thousands of people as people have fought to get out of a false state. Nobody voted for these guys, and nobody can get rid of these guys. They can do what the hell they like, and increasingly the authoritarian nature of this club taking away voting rights from Hungary, Poland, and who knows next. There is one little victory, though, that I'm pleased with. For a decade here, I have noticed that centralising, authoritarian tone began to sound very like the old Soviet Union, the concept of limited sovereignty of individual nation states. I even talked in the past about the Volkerkerker, the old Austro-Hungarian prison of nations, and to see the British Foreign Secretary, Jeremy Hunt, now using that language means we have shifted the centre of gravity. We have shifted this debate. Well, I may be speaking from the back of the chamber today, but as I predicted last time I was here, in the European elections, the Brexit Party were very much to the front of the elections and massive, massive winners. And I come back to a place that has been humbled and humiliated. The European Council stitch-up has rendered this place impotent until today, when you've got some real power if you choose to use it. What you've seen from Ursula von der Leyen today is an attempt for the European Union to take control of every single aspect of our lives. She wants to build a centralised, undemocratic, updated form of communism that will render nation-state parliaments, where the state controls everything, where nation-state parliaments will cease to have any relevance at all. I have to say, from our perspective,
in some ways, I'm really rather pleased, because you've just made Brexit a lot more popular in the United Kingdom. Thank God we're leaving.